Welcome back. Grab a seat and meet me in the kitchen.
Today we're making bourbon caramel apple empanadas, better than the bell. And this is what you'll need. First, we're going to start with peeling our apples. I use a mixture of red and green. You want to cut them to around the same size. I leave the peel on. You can take it off. It doesn't bother me. I feel a little more healthier. And by the time you cook them down, you won't even know the peel is there. So we're going to start our bourbon caramel sauce. And it starts with butter, nothing else. No substitutions, no margarine, none of that stuff. Butter. So we melted our butter down some. We're going to add in our brown sugar. And we're going to constantly stir so nothing burns. This is just going to turn into a candy. We're not necessarily into making like a butterscotch sauce. We just want to melt all our ingredients down together, make them cohesive so they can melt, and then we can add our apples. So let's get mixed in. We're melting down our brown sugar. I'm going to add some granulated white sugar, some bourbon, some salt, and some half and half. By the time this process is over, we want to make sure it looks like candy. So if you need to add more sugar, feel free. As you can see, it's starting to bubble and come together. I want it a little thicker, so I'm going to add some more brown sugar to this to thicken it up. Okay, now it's coming together and thickening up. Adding some bourbon or some vanilla if you don't have bourbon, and a touch of cinnamon, classic apple flavoring.
Alright, so everything has come together. We're going to get ready to add our apples. Our candy is going to seize a little bit, but once the apples start to cook down and release their juices, we'll have a nice sauce. We want to take our time, make sure everything is incorporated, and keep it moving so nothing burns. We want to put a whole lot of love in this step. Our sauce is coming together, so we're going to taste and season. I believe I added lemon juice and salt to this. The lemon juice for some tang and a little bit of salt to bring out all the flavors. I'm going to continue to stir, and once everything is all balanced and tasty, we're going to add a slurry, and the slurry is equal parts water and flour. The slurry is going to thicken our sauce and give us apple pie filling consistency, so when we fill our empanadas, it's not a watery mess. It'll be contained and manageable. And we're going to cook this down until the flour taste is out. In this case, it took me 5 minutes to cook the flour out. And then we're gonna put it in a bowl, set it to the side. I put it in the refrigerator to cool it down, and get on to our glaze, which is the next step. This is a very simple glaze, and of course it starts with butter, no substitutions. Butter is everything. Margarine is one step away from plastic, so please keep that away and keep it out of your kids. So to this pan, I'm adding, of course, our butter, confectionery sugar, more bourbon or vanilla if that's what you would like. This comes together really quickly. You just want to keep it moving. I add the confectionery sugar in steps, so it's not a big dust mess, and it gives half of it time to dissolve into our liquid. And if you hear anything in the background, that is Ethan, because I'm home. So we're going to stir in our second half of confectionery sugar. I'm going to bring everything up to a good hard boil and make sure everything's dissolved. At this point, you can really do whatever you like with your glaze. Some people could add lemon. Again, you can add bourbon and make it as bourbony as you like. Your food, your way. And you want to just make sure to taste and add a pinch of salt. Set it to the side. And there goes your glaze. Time to fill them up. Our apple filling has cooled down some. It's become really thick and easy to manage. You want to make sure when you're filling your discs not to overfill, because then that'll just be a mess inside your oil when you fry them. I'm just using a fork and some flour. Some people use a paste made of flour and water to seal their empanadas. Whatever floats your boat, whatever works for you. This recipe I made, I think it came up to about 10 empanadas. So more than enough. I feel like this is the most daunting part of this whole process, but take your time and make sure everything is sealed correctly, and your end result will most definitely be worth the patience. Now I'm just making a pan of cinnamon sugar for our empanadas to land in after they come out of the oil. Nothing too crazy. I'm going to heat up some neutral oil to 350 degrees. Neutral oils are like vegetable oil, corn oil, canola oil, anything that doesn't put flavor into what you are frying. There they go. Those empanadas have been chilling for a little second, and that is my thermometer. We're going to fry these for about 3 minutes on each side. Color doesn't really matter in this situation because they're going to be covered in that cinnamon and sugar. So don't worry too much about how they look. Just don't burn them. You'll be all right. There we go. Taking them out, put them directly in that cinnamon sugar. The oil is going to help the cinnamon and sugar stick to the empanadas. So we're just going to do this, repeat the same process with all the other ones. 3 minutes on each side, straight into the cinnamon sugar. And you end up with this gorgeousness here. Everything is evenly coated. And it is time to glaze these bad boys. Now you can go ham with the glaze as much as you like. Because remember, everything on the inside of this empanada is balanced and not too sweet. The glaze and the sugar is where all of our sweetness is mainly coming from. We're about to cut this thing open. Let's get into it. Taco hole. Check the inside. Check the inside. It makes a heart. It's made with love. You could probably taste it through the screen. I wish you could. My family tore these up. Well, there you go. Look for our new video next week. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Press that bell to receive all notifications. Brought to you by Shara's Kitchen and Catering for your catering and private chef needs.